Good evening, everyone. Erev Tov. And it's also a wonderful moment for the Jewish voice. I have two brilliant musicians on tonight, as I always do. Everyone I bring you on is brilliant. It's like my Aunt May, she rest in peace, she used to introduce every great artist in Miami, and she'd say, "This is my dear friend." But they were her friends. They loved her. And so I'm bringing on two brilliant musicians and wonderful people as well. The first one is Alan Goodis. Alan is a national touring Jewish musician, playing over 150 events a year, except for this year. He's probably playing them all on virtual. He's born and raised in Toronto, noted for his dedication to building relationships and community through music. Alan travels throughout North America to serve as an artist in residence and performer at temples, hillels, youth conventions, and Jewish summer camps, and he has spent a lot of time with us. We were so blessed at Temple Beth in Miami. Alan is a strong presence in the Reformed Jewish movement and works tirelessly to engage and empower Jewish youth and adults through music. He serves as musical director for Nifty International Convention, on faculty at Shul House Rock Teen Song Leading Conferences, and I'm sure dozens of other things. So I would like to now welcome my dear friend and great artist, Alan Goodis.
Hey, Cantor, how are you?
How are you, Alan?
Great, it's good seeing you.
It's wonderful to see you. When was the last time you were in Miami with us?
With you guys, gosh, it's probably been like 5 years.
Wow.
Maybe longer. Yeah.
And I remember some of the kids that just couldn't get enough of you. Jordan Schmidt, there was
Robbie Mazer, all those boys. Yeah, and they're now they're heading off to college in a year.
I know, Mr. Wolf. I mean, it goes.
Yeah.
This was incredible how many of these kids adored you. You made such an impact in their lives, and that's precisely why you are so loved and admired, because exactly of that, Alan, because you give and you receive. So it's an honor to have you on the show. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so my first question. Tell us a little bit about your childhood growing up and how you got into Jewish music.
Sure. Quick and dirty version is, well, not dirty, just the quick version. I grew up in Toronto. My mom was a Jewish educator at the temple that I grew up at. When I was 4 years old, my mom decided to go be on faculty at a URJ summer camp in Zionsville, Indiana, called Goldman Union Camp Institute, which at that time was the regional camp that kids from our congregation went to. I was 4 and went to camp with her as a faculty kid, had no idea what we were doing. Remember getting in our Dodge, whatever we had, driving 10 hours to Indiana, which I didn't really know where it was, and getting to camp and just immediately being completely hooked and taken with really just the communal piece and just being exposed to Judaism in that way. Being, I guess, a precocious kid, there were tons of teenagers who were very excited to entertain me and keep me busy. And, when I was, and we kept going back, and when I was 6 years old, I asked my parents for a guitar for my birthday. And the story they tell is that I was a kid who would see a television commercial for something and be like, I need that Ghostbuster toy, or I need those Ninja Turtles, whatever it was. And that would usually last a week or two. And then I'd be on to the next thing. And that from the time I turned 5 till I turned 6, that whole year I kept asking for a guitar. And my grandpa gave me my very first guitar for my 6th birthday. And continued going back to camp. And so my musical journey started primarily from being inspired, I think, by the communal singing at camp and being a part of that. And then fast forwarding to my teenage years, I got an electric guitar when I turned 12 and became the kid who was anything Jewish was just super lame. And I had no interest in being involved with temple. I still loved being at camp, but that Judaism outside of camp was not really something that I was all that interested in. And then 20 years ago now, when I was a CIT at camp, was junior in high school and played guitar a lot, had no interest in song leading at camp. And Dan Nichols, who was just getting started 20 years ago, who also grew up at Gucci, who when I was a little kid, like 4 and 5, I don't remember it as being him, but he was one of the song leaders in the dining hall who I was being inspired by in terms of their singing. He and I started just hanging out in afternoons at camp and singing and playing like rock songs. And then eventually he called me, and the camp director called me, and one thing led to another, and they coerced me into becoming a song leader at camp, which I was very reluctant to do. And they, with some time, got comfortable with. And what I learned I loved about it was not the standing in front of a group and hearing myself sing or myself play the guitar and puffing up my chest and saying like, how great am I? But it was, I guess, like the boomerang effect is how I think about it, the putting something out to a community, and that my satisfaction coming from hearing a group of people sing back to me, and the really just liking that, and being able, as I worked at this more, the ability to get people to sing and to move them in a direction and to change the feeling in a room. So that's really, I guess, where my journey sort of began at camp and now continues. As you mentioned, reading my bio, or weekends prior to the pandemic was traveling all over the place and singing at congregations during the school year. And summers like this one, until this year, has always been, for the last 10 years or so, it's been visiting, anywhere from 10 to 15 camps in a summer and going and spending time and singing and teaching kids and leading services and giving concerts and all sorts of stuff.
Boy, that voice is getting a lot of rest this summer.
I'm getting a lot of rest this summer. Yeah.
A different kind of rest.
Yes.
How about taking that sip of water and warming us up before more questions with one of your beautiful melodies?
Cool. This is a newer song that I guess the Jewish connection is thinking about Pirkei Avot, chapter 4, which is this idea of who is rich, one who rejoices or who is happy with their lot. And I've been thinking in this moment we're in right now, where there's been a lot of loss and a lot of things that maybe people are challenged by, struggling with, and trying to, I guess, flip that, and how can we see the blessing? So this is a song that starts with the idea of all the things you want and tries to bring us around to what are the things that we need. So this is a song called Nothing More. I want lots of money, want a big house and a fast car. Don't want to work, want it all to come easy. I want so much more. I've got all I ever needed. I need nothing more. If I open my eyes and let the light in, I need nothing more. I need nothing more. I've got a heart that's beating. I've got so much air in my lungs. I got a strong will I have got to believe in. I've got so much more. I've got all I ever needed. I need nothing more. If I open my eyes and let the light in, I need nothing more. I need nothing more. One day I'll be old and restless. One day when I fade to black, will I care it all about all my money, my big house and my fast car? I've got all I ever needed. I need nothing more. If I open my eyes and let the light in, I need nothing more. I need nothing more. I need nothing more.
Oh, that is so beautiful.
Thanks.
Wow. If we can get everybody to live that way,
I know, right?
we can get rid of a lot of depression. A lot of therapists would be out of work.
Yes, they would.
All right. So you grew up in the camps and you've been doing all of this music. And of course, the COVID got in our way this summer. But what kind of dreams or things that you think of for the future that you haven't yet touched on in your life that you might want to?
That's a great question. You're talking about work stuff.
Work, dreams, things that, in about 60 years, you're going to be too old for this gig. So what's next?
I may be too old for this gig when this pandemic ends, but
We might all
well,
it might be
yeah,
60 years.
yeah. That's a great question. I don't know that I have a specific thing in mind. I guess broadly, when I started doing this professionally, I did not have like a target. There was not a 1 year plan, a 3 year plan, a 5 year plan, a 10 year plan. It was the analogy I always used is that imagining that I have this ball and I stood at some point with that ball and said, "Can I kick this ball to the end of the driveway?" And then I'd get to the end of the driveway and I'd stop and I'd look around and ask how I felt. And then I'd say, "This feels good. Let's try to kick the ball to the end of the block." And then assess. Let's kick this ball to the next street over. Let's kick it to the next town over, the next state, on and on. And that served me really well in many ways. And just saying yes to things, and just and through that, I suppose I've learned my target has really been just continuing to help people find meaning in our tradition, and how can we take teachings and text and liturgy and all of this stuff, which was written hundreds, if not thousands of years ago, and bring this into people's lives in a way that resonates with them and connects with them. So for me, I suppose a dream would be to just continue to do that and to continue to find new ways to do that with people, and to, as congregations, before we got on, I was saying that I read something the other day about how COVID can be looked at as just an accelerant, and that it just sped things up. So I've been hearing, communities for the last 3, 4, 5 years saying, at some point we know we're going to have to really reach outside of our walls, or we can imagine a time where maybe we don't need a building, or people won't want to join a temple, or things will be online, or who knows. And that now, in the last 3 months, we've really maybe sped things up 10, 15, 20 years. So I think I just want to try to continue to serve people and communities in that way, and to continue to just nurture and build on relationships with kids, and with communities, and with friends, and people like you. And I haven't been to you in 5 years, so maybe my dream will be to assuming we get out of this pandemic, to come back and sing with you again at Beth before before the end of next year.
You said something earlier, of course, that was a really good reminder for me. And I have a friend that's probably listening to this right now and saying, "Oh, I know what she's going to say." You talked about the idea that you kicked the ball to the end of the driveway, and then that felt good, so you kicked it a little further, and then you kicked it a little further. I think that one of the gifts from this strange pandemic and painful pandemic is that it has forced all of us to, at least as many as possible who are capable of it, to really look outside the box and realize that there is no guarantees that all the planning in the world is going to come out just the way we wanted it. And I mean, I've heard it my whole life, but I didn't live that way. I planned everything.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to start kicking the ball to the end of the driveway and see how it feels, and then kick it a little more. Now is going to be my chance.
Wow.
I hope I kick it in your direction.
That'd be okay. You come sing with me anytime.
Yeah,
I'd love that.
I just want to write a song with you. That's all.
Well, we wrote a Baruch, if you remember.
I don't remember it. Do you remember it?
I do not. Yes, I do remember it.
All right, let's see.
Well, I'll give you a taste just to
Okay, because I don't
refresh your
remember it.
memory.
All right. Okay. Oh my
You remember
gosh,
this?
yes.
Baruch Hu et Adonai.
Keep going.
Yeah. Hamivorach. Baruch Adonai Hamivorach Leolam Vaed. And then you just sing beautiful descanty things. You remember that?
That's incredible. I don't remember. I mean, I remember the melody now,
Yeah.
but and I remember when we did it in my office. We sat down one day after Sunday school or something, and I said, "Alan, you can't leave Miami without writing something with me. I like to leave my little trademark with people."
Yeah. Well, I still sing that from time to time, and here in Chicago, North Shore Congregation Israel, which is where David Goldstein's the cantor. I'm with them once a month, and for the high holidays, that is like a regular part of the repertoire at that
You haven't
congregation.
written it out? Have you written it out?
You wrote it out for me, so I will send it to you.
Yeah, send me my music, please.
I'll send you back.
My
Yeah.
part of the music. Oh my gosh. Okay, so what else do I want to ask you before I got to keep an eye on time, but I love having you on. So, what's a really memorable performance of yours that you can remember? Something really memorable.
Gosh,
I know there's been a lot
really
going on,
memorable.
but maybe with other musicians or people you had never thought you'd be working with.
One which will segue us well to your next guest, your friend Rabbi Noam Katz is Noam and I known each other probably close to 20 years now, and I think 3 or 4 years ago at Havan Shira, which is a songleading conference that he and I have both taught at and been on faculty at. The program opens, there's 300 people all gathered in like a tight sort of round space, and the faculty were invited to be partnered up to sing a song to introduce each other. And I grew up in Toronto, and Noam is now living in Toronto, and we decided to take a song by a band called the Bare Naked Ladies called "If I Had $1 Million," which is like, if I had $1 million, if I had $1 million, da da do 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 do. So to rewrite the words as a parody, and we had a blast writing it and thinking it was completely hilarious to ourselves. And then like minutes before we were supposed to sing it, I immediately was like, this is not funny, Noam. No one's going to understand this. There's maybe one other person there from Canada. All of these jokes are inside. No one's going to get it. And he was like, no, it'll be fine. Let's just do it. And we did it, and it got huge laughs. So
Wow.
that paid off.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Well, sing us one more beautiful song. If you don't see me for a second, I'm just turning up the volume on my microphone.
Cool. We were talking before we went on live with Facebook, and reminiscing about the time I got to spend with Cantor Nelson and everybody at Temple Beth 7 or 8 years ago now. I was there for a couple years, like one weekend a month, which was just great. And some of those kids who we talked about earlier, who are now all grown up. And this was a song I remember we all loved to sing together and play. So this is for Robbie and for Jordan and Ray and all those other kiddos who I miss seeing and being with.
Who were some of the other kids? Jake Wolf.
Jacob Wolf, yep.
Yeah, Jake. Okay.
So this is a song called Esa Enai. I look up, you're not there. I'm not ready, I'm not prepared. I need strength to climb. I reach and still I find that I'm weak and I'm scared. Esainai el heharim me'ayin yavo yavo Israel. Esainai el heharim me'ayin yavo yavo Israel. I need rest, I can't sleep. Awake and still I grieve. So if I fall out of reach, don't leave me be. Esainai el heharim me'ayin yavo yavo Israel. Esainai el heharim me'ayin yavo yavo Israel. Where is my joy when the world's turned dark? Where is my faith when I am torn apart? Where is my strength till the pain subsides? Where is the light when I can't realize? Let rest be upon me. Let peace be with me. Let rest be upon me. tonight. אשא עיניי אל ההרים, מאין יבוא יבוא עזרי. אשא עיניי אל ההרים, מאין יבוא יבוא עזרי.
That is beautiful. Well, we have an interesting dilemma. We have you on and you're fabulous, and we can continue and just continue on because we can't seem to find Noah. He built the ark and he took off on the ark, but the boat obviously hasn't landed, and so he's out at sea somewhere and we're looking for him.
Okay. You could interview me and I'll pretend to be him.
Okay. So
You want to try that or no? I'm just kidding.
About Noam Katz.
Noam Katz was born and raised, as far as I'll just make something up.
I can give you this stuff, and then
Give the bio and then I'll build off of it. He's Rochester,
okay.
right?
You're the best. Okay, so Noam Katz, who's not here right now, but maybe I don't know if Andrea can show a photo of him. I don't know if she's able to. Noam Katz is a musician, composer, storyteller, rabbi, and Jewish educator. He inspires Jewish and interfaith communities with his timeless melodies of peace, hope, and unity. Noam is one of the most exciting and influential voices in contemporary Jewish music. He's brought his high-flying energy and soulful melodies to Jewish and interfaith audiences across North America, Africa, and Israel, which, of course, makes some of his music extremely different and unique. I'll let you take it from there. Ma tovu.
Well, thank you, Cantor Nelson. I am Rabbi Noam Katz.
There you
it's
are.
wonderful to be with you. Well, I don't know. Yeah. You want me to be Noam? Sing one of his tunes? We can keep talking?
I would love you to do a couple of his pieces if you can.
Yeah. This is when I met Noam Katz was, I think, 2003. And as I remember it, this was Noam had been a song leader at Eisner Camp in Great Barrington, Massachusetts, where he was loved. And I know he started writing Jewish music there. I know his dad is a rabbi. And Noam had his first summer where he went out and toured camps. And he arrived, I'm assuming, at every single camp, because since then, every camp and just about every Sunday school I've ever visited have sung this song so much that it's on what in the song leader circle is known as the overplayed list, which can also be described as the highly loved list, which is for the rare few who have written a piece that's just so catchy and so usable and so great for many moments that it's just sung to death. So this is a piece of his called Am Yisrael Chai, but it's when he sings it, it's Am Yisrael Chai, and I believe this was inspired by the Abu Yudaya Jews in Uganda. From when Noam traveled through Uganda, I got to spend some time with them, and that the Abu Yudaya Jews in Uganda, at the end of words, add an e sound. So instead of singing Am Yisrael Chai, they sing Am Yisrael Chai. So Noam, to I'm guessing honor them or illuminate this, wrote this piece. So it sounds like this. Am Yisrael Chai, Am Yisrael Chai, Am Yisrael Chai, Am Yisrael Chai, Oh, de Avinu Chai, Oh, de Avinu Chai, Oh, de Avinu Chai, Oh, de Avinu Chai, Ame Yisrael Chai, Ame Yisrael Chai, Ame Yisrael Chai, Ame Yisrael Chai, Oh, de Avinu Chai, Oh, de Avinu Chai, Oh, de Avinu Chai. Oh, de Avinu Chai. How did I do?
You did phenomenal so far. Now, while you're playing, I'm trying to see if I can find Jordan Schmidt
Ooh.
so that I could get him to come on.
Cantor Nelson, we
Yeah.
actually do have a special guest who just wants to pop in and say a few words. It's not Noam, but it is somebody you might be excited to see.
All right, I'm ready. Is that Judge David Young?
Happy birthday to you.
Aw.
Happy birthday tomorrow to you. Happy
Hey.
birthday, my dear Cantor Rochelle. Happy birthday to you and many more.
Thank you. Thank you, David.
Um,
We're trying to find Jordan Schmidt so that because our second guest, Noam Katz, we can't find him at the moment. So before I do a whole night of Rochelle Nelson music, I thought it'd be great if I could get Jordan on, and then Alan, he would go crazy to see Alan. So
Alan was great. The fact listen,
Alan is still on.
If
I'm
somebody
still here. Yeah.
so talented and looking like he did, I would remember I wrote a song with him. I really would.
Rochelle.
I know
Rochelle has
you
written a
would
lot of
remember.
songs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember.
That says a lot. I love you so much.
I love you too.
Oh, you're the best.
On behalf of the management team and everybody in our synagogue, we love you and you're special, and we want this
you.
year to be a fabulous year because you certainly deserve it.
It's going to be a great year.
It
a
is.
great year. And I hope to be there.
So do I, actually.
Right.
Very good,
All
too.
right. Okay, so I'm going to go back to Alan for a moment. Alan,
Can I ask you a question, Cantor?
please.
I'm curious. Just you have been served one community for 29, coming up on 29 years.
This is 29
Been in
years.
South Florida. Pioneers in your walk of life in terms of being a cantor and a songwriter and a composer and self-accompanying all the time too. What is like a trend or something like you've seen so much over the last 28 or 29 years? What have you seen shift and what do you think is next?
Oh my gosh. All right. So, well, first of all, when I came to Beth they had never had a cantor.
Yeah.
They had cantorial soloists, and often they were non-Jewish. They had soloists up there singing. Great people, opera singers from the University of Miami, but they were not cantors. And I followed a cantorial soloist who actually switched jobs with me. He went downtown to Temple Israel, and I came to Beth very pregnant with twins. Yeah, it just happened to happen there. I didn't expect it, but it was one of those God blessings. So anyways, when I came there, they were still using a hymnal book, and they were still using the Union Prayer Book. So that tells you where they were 29 years ago. The first thing that I did in my first couple of years is I got them to give up the organ and go for an electric piano that I told them had a really good organ sound, but it didn't. It really had a horrible sound.
The button didn't work.
I
Yeah.
moved them from the organ to the piano slowly. And then after that, by the way, does Jordan Mazer, does he know a bunch of songs too with you, or just Jordan Schmidt?
Both. I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
I
all right.
think Bobby's still playing. Yeah.
Maybe Andrea can try to get Mazer. She said, I just have Alan play another. Okay, all right, whatever. Okay, so you and I will wrap it up. So
we can carry this for like another 3 to 4 hours, I think.
Yeah.
We're good. We can.
no problem.
Yeah.
I could go get my songbooks. You could get yours.
Yeah.
We could write a song together and show people how you write a song together. We could do that too.
That's something we could do. Yeah.
That would be a fun thing one night, is to show how we compose together. I would love that. All right. So then, of course, I had this built-in choir that was sang every Friday night. I slowly got rid of the choir. I wasn't that popular by some of the elders of the community at first. Temple Israel of downtown Miami was far more involved in my life because I was their first. I came right out of school and was their first female cantor. But Bethlehem still was, really in the suburbs, and male, everything was male. Lisa Siegel, by the way, was one of the people that helped to make the new rabbi there at that time recognize that I should be someone he should come looking for. Anyway, slowly I started bringing in my music. We had a lot of turnover of rabbis for a little period of time, which made it a little bit difficult. But I was able to just kind of stand my ground, and I wanted them to sing. So I got down off the bima and I started getting them to sing and clap hands with me. That was a big turn. They were a listening group. This was a classic Reform synagogue.
Sure.
And then eventually, over time, they're not used to sitting still now at all. And they're used to someone getting them to sing. And so it's been a beautiful 29 years, really. I mean,
So where do you think this is, like 29 years from now? What do you imagine
it's going to look
communal singing looks like, the Cantor at any of these? I'm just, like what's next? Because some young whippersnapper is going to come in there, after your time at Temple and be handed in a great way, like, okay, well, the work has been done. They sing, but to put their mark on it. So what do you think is it the organ? Is that back? Is the electric piano?
No.
Does the organ button work?
God, no.
I'm being facetious. No, I don't. I think the organ.
Right, no, gave it away a long time ago. No, what I think it's just going to become a lot more communal singing. I'm hoping they'll bring a little of the artistry back into the cantorate. It's really, the pendulum really swung to the opposite side, to where, it got real folky and everything. So I hope it continues to be a sort of a mix of always holding on to some of the little traditional melodies and stuff, as well as new stuff. I think it's going to be more communal. I think it'll be more people sitting closer. Well, I was going to say sitting closer together. I can't say that now. I don't know what it's going to be. I know the computer is going to be, I know that Zoom or something like Zoom is going to be part of the future. I believe that people will have the option to come to synagogue on Friday night or watch on, just like they're doing on streaming now. The qualities will get 10 times better. There'll be much more interactive stuff going and classes going on the computer than they might be even in the temple, because of people will be able to listen to something that they couldn't, like there's the lunch with the rabbis. Well, they get a very nice crowd for that, but there's a lot of people that would love to hear that but can't until the evening. So right. I think there's just going to be tons more options, just like when I go on now and I want to listen to a workshop, but then there's 7 others I really would love to listen to. I'm overwhelmed by what's on the computer now.
Yeah, there's a lot of choice. I do wonder, well, I think some of what you're saying, I think one of the things I've observed and certainly heard from communities that I work with in the last 3 or 4 months since COVID has been that content and stuff that's put out online. So even this is live right now, but that somebody, could watch this tomorrow. They could watch this 2 weeks from now. So the ability to consume things at the time and in the way that you would like to, versus, like it could be people saying like, well, I'm not able to get to Temple on a Friday night for a 6:15 service, or that's not when I want a service. I want it on a Thursday morning when I go to the beach. Right. And I want to listen to it as a meditation and to consume things in a different way. So I think, so much of our lives and world now is this on demand. You can watch and, do things whenever you choose to, whenever you want, and also from wherever you want, so much of the time with the device in your pocket. So I wonder if there's just going to be more of a shift in that way.
I will tell you, one thing for sure, the people's needs are changing drastically. I'm seeing an awful lot of very lonely people feeling very sad, very disconnected. We are going to have to find a way to reconnect. And if we can't find it right away in the synagogue, if it has to be drive-by Shabbat services, or parking lot drive-in,
sure,
we're on a screen and you're watching from your car, I think drive-ins are going to get real popular. I mean, gosh, when I was a little girl, see, this is before you. I mean, that's what my parents took me to on the weekend. We went to the drive-in theater. My dad would get out of the car. He was the slave. He had to go buy all the junk food. My brother and I would sit on top of the hood of the car. And this big speaker thing, could be heard in the car and outside the car. And we'd end up falling asleep, of course, in the back seat. But in those days, you didn't have money for babysitters. Your kids fell asleep in the car.
Yeah.
So I think things like drive-ins are going to get really popular again. Things where you don't have to touch somebody else, but you want to be in the same place they're in. You don't want to be sitting in your house right now all by yourself talking on a computer.
Yeah, I think, all this is that we're more connected than ever, right? And that, thank God for this technology, because imagining if this was 25 years ago, what at best, a large temple like Beth would probably have like a call in to this number and you can listen to audio of a service, but that how much more difficult this would be. And yeah, I think you're right with some of these things that maybe we used to do will be coming back. And it's the Rav Kook thing, which is what your work has been about, what my work's been about, is taking what's old and making it new. And that, liturgical things came long before either of us, and anything that either of us ever wrote, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, 100 years from now, nobody will be singing or remember. There will be something new, or that your beautiful melody for Baruch Hu will be this old traditional piece of liturgy, which I'm sure you would say when you started singing that was this radical, like, what are you doing with the piano and singing something in 3/4 in 6/8 rather, and yeah.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. It'll be a whole new time for everybody, and who knows if they'll even be using pianos at that time. Who knows what the next instruments will be. We might have robotic. I have this vision, and then I want you to sing again. I have this vision of you come into this sanctuary, and there's 2 robots on the pulpit. One is the rabbi, one is the cantor, or you just have a rocking chair going back and forth, sort of davening, and it's singing. I have these robotic ideas in my head of what the next look for synagogue life is. But I will tell you one thing: people will never get tired of connection. People will never not need connection or love. People will need to have the physical presence of others. We can't. This is not our human. This is not what humans were created to be, any more than animals are to be alone. So maybe friendships will grow stronger. Maybe people will think differently about what love looks like to them. Everything's going to take on a whole new picture. And I'm excited that you and I can maybe be a little part of it. All right, sing for me, my sweet friend.
All righty. This is an old text, as most of them are, but this comes from the Babylonian Talmud, and it's a blessing when it is traditionally said when seeing or experiencing moments of beauty for the very first time, and especially moments of beauty in nature. And with it being summer, and thinking about gratitude, and well, you guys live in Miami, so in the summer, I know that's when you tend to hibernate. We here in Chicago, where it, on Central Time, where in, December, January, February, it starts getting dark at like 3:30 in the afternoon. Just can't wait for those 100 days of summer that we have. So this is something maybe we can think about, something we're grateful for, looking forward to, and being in the outdoors in nature, but really just any and all moments of beauty. So this is a piece called Shekacha Lo Be'olamo. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, Adonai our God, ruler of the universe. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, who has given us this in the world. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, melech ha'olam, shekacha lo be'olamo, who has given us this in the world. That is the whole thing. So if you are watching this with us live, or you're watching this later, or maybe you're in the future and you're researching the history of Jewish music, and it's just as Cantor Nelson described, where it's robots running the temples and leading the music, and the robots have developed brains of their own to go back and look, how was Jewish music sung in the year 2020? As they read in the history books about this pandemic, this is how it was sung. So if you are watching this, I invite you to just sing back these first 2 lines with me, and then the third line is we sing together. So we sing like this: blessed are you, Adonai our God, Adonai our God, together, ruler of the universe. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, who has given us this in the world. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shekacha lo beolamo, who has given us this in the world, who has given us this in the world, who has given us this in the world.
That's so beautiful.
Thank you.
By the way, Jordan Schmidt's coming on in a moment,
Ooh.
so we're not going to let you leave us yet.
Okay, this will be a treat to see him. It's been a little while.
For him, it's going to be, I mean, it's going to be wonderful. His mom is getting him now, so Andrea, I think, is trying to make it happen. So while he's doing that, well,
Jordan, today we were texting.
yeah.
I was sharing with Cantor Nelson before this started that Jordan is someone I met when I started coming to Beth 7 or 8 years ago. I think he was a 5th grader.
Oh, so yes, I just want to make sure, Temple Beth people that who don't know, Jordan Schmidt is one of our super musically talented, brilliant young students, graduates of Temple Beth Day School, and major involved in Nifty, and has had music that he wrote a piece that, along with one of his colleagues, that won a major.
Yeah, that was last February in Dallas. They won the Nifty songwriting competition,
Wow, the Nifty
which has
song-
been around for like 40 years, and songs like Mitzvah Goreret Mitzvah.
Right,
That was
right,
the
one
Nifty
of those-
Song Competition winner.
That's
So,
right.
yeah, but Jordan is just a super sweet kid, and we were texting earlier because he's been getting into recording music, and reached out to me a few weeks ago for just some questions about this, and then he shared with me a video, which I wish I had a way to show. I could think about it once he gets on. Which when I was at Beth, probably like 7 years ago or something, I told this story, which is that I'd known Jordan from being at Temple, and we played together all the time. And then that summer, I went to Camp Harlem in Pennsylvania for the very first time, and got to camp, and everybody immediately was like, "There's this kid at camp named Schmitty, who's an amazing guitar player and
All
just
right,
loves
stop.
song leading."
Stop
Yeah.
for 1 second. Tell this to say this out loud. Well, no, we can't say this out loud. Actually. All right. You just keep talking. I want to send Jordan's phone number to Andrea.
Okay.
Keep talking.
So Jordan, everybody was like, "You have to meet this kid named Schmitty," and all week I'm just like, "Okay, great, would love to." And then he was on like a camping trip or a hike, and then wasn't in camp, and then finally, I think it was like Shabbat. I think I'd been there the whole week, and they're like, "Schmitty is here. Maybe he'll play something with you." And we're standing in the outdoor chapel in the woods, and in walks Jordan. And I'm like, "Jordan." And everyone's like, "Who's Jordan?" And it was Schmitty. So the whole week, I had to connect with this kid who I'd already known and had a relationship with from being at Temple. So Jordan found a video of me telling the story from being at Temple a while ago. And so that just reminded me of this as we wait for him to show up and join us here on The Jewish Voice, live on Facebook.
I think he's going to come on any second. Let's just see here.
Cool.
I'm just going to send a phone number and see if this one works better. But
Are you in your house right now, Cantor
I
Nelson?
am. Why? Do you want to? Would you like to take a tour?
I just want to see in the refrigerator. Just curious what's going on. No, I just didn't. Yeah.
You know, I have to apologize. When my kids lived home, my refrigerator was packed.
Yeah.
The saddest thing that ever happened to me when they moved out was the night that I took out and I put in the garbage can 1 bag of garbage to be picked up the next day. That was one of the saddest moments of my life. Now, I think it's wonderful because, we were not polluting the world and all, but just to have 1 bag of garbage over a whole week, I mean,
Yeah.
just you wait, Henry Higgins.
Well, I will say one thing I've thoroughly enjoyed, and I'm curious if you have as well, is being able to get a peek into everybody's house.
Yeah.
And sometimes people you've known or worked with forever, but you've just never been to their home. And so it's a little bit of, like I want to know, you're in a corner, you got a beautiful piano there, but I'm like, what's going on around there? We got a guitar in the corner.
I have a 9-foot
Yep. Okay. Oh, that's a beauty. Is that a Steinway?
Steinway Grand.
Woo.
Let me come back over.
Nice. Is there a story behind that piano? Anything special?
There's a great story behind this piano.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay. So
If you need a co-host, Rochelle, I'm clearly applying for the job. Just want to put that out there. Ready to co-host with you. Yeah.
look who's there. You are, Alan. Now you're on the side. Okay, my aunt was the great impresario of music in Florida, Judith Drucker, and
Okay.
well known everywhere. And she really took this vast wasteland, which it was when I was a little girl, had no culture, and she literally started a small music series that ended up in the major convention center, where she'd bring in Pavarotti and all of these great artists, and they were all her good friends too, and she bought, or someone gave her for a very good price, a 9-foot grand piano. And every time an artist would be in town, they would come over to her home because she'd cook for them, and she was like a real balabus, and they loved being taken care of because all they do is spend their time in restaurants and on planes. And they would sign the inside of the piano. So inside this piano that I'm sitting at are many, many, many signatures of great classical artists.
Oh, wow.
And I plan to write a story about this piano and put it into a book. And we're connecting. And so this piano is a strong. That's a big piano.
You should write, the story should be from the perspective of the piano, that the piano's telling the story.
That's a very good
All
idea.
the people who came, yeah.
Yes, and I was going to bring every person who signed in here. Of course, I'll have to use fictitious names and all, but everyone's going to come to life that wrote in the piano.
That's so cool.
Look who's there.
Hi, guys. It's the time zone here in Canada.
I
I'm
knew
so
it.
sorry.
Okay, that's okay. Before you go on, Noam, Jordan Schmidt has been waiting to say, because we had to make things happen. Jordan, are you on?
Yes, hello.
Hi, Jordan. There's your buddy. So, do you know Noam?
Ready.
I have never met Noam, but I know of Noam.
Nice to meet you, Jordan.
Nice to meet you too.
All right, we're going to hear one great song from, well, I should let you guys say hello for a minute. So, Alan, say hello to him.
Well, first off, hello, Noam. Just so you know, you'll maybe go back and watch this after. After my portion of my interview, when you were not here, I decided to just allow Cantor Nelson to interview me playing the part of Noam Katz.
As if you were me.
As if I were you.
I bet you did a much more authentic job.
By the way, because of time, I'm not going to have you on tonight. I think what's better, because I don't want to rush this because you're so great. I'm going to get on with you right after with Andrea and put you on a different date.
You were bumped, Noam. You're like Matt Damon on
Jimmy
Kimmel.
Kimmel.
You're bumped. You could just
That's
hang
all our
out
time,
and watch.
everybody. Noam. I'm sorry. We have to bump you tonight. And I may be back as Cantor Nelson's co-host. I think I've done an okay job.
He's
But
got
Jordan,
great voice.
You have the speaking voice for it, Alan. If
is
not
that
the
Ro-
speaking.
is that Roey, blue guy?
Look at the
There's
little
Blue
cat.
guy.
guy and Ezra Glasses guy.
Wow, Ezra, you look great. You cut your hair. Well, Jordan is here, and Jordan is a friend who I got to meet. I shared the story, Jordan, which from the video that you sent me earlier, which I met Jordan when you were in 4th grade or 5th grade. One of those. You were a little kid, and you just graduated, finished your junior year of high school.
Yep.
Goodness. And when I met you, you had this beautiful little blue guitar, and you were like the 5th grade kid who knew a bar chord, so therefore that made you the greatest guitar player in the world for a 5th grader, and have known you a long time, been able to watch you kind of grow up and grow as a person, but really also as a musician. And you wrote a piece, which I shared already with our viewing audience, that won the Nifty National Songwriting Competition with your bandmate, Fishy, so under the name Fish Schmitty, to put your two names together. So if you're willing to put you on the spot, but hopefully somebody told you this before they sent you a frantic text message.
Of course not. That's not the way we do things.
Get on here.
You just do it.
You just go. Because we know you're a pro. You have good training. Right. I worked with you some. Cantor Nelson has worked with you a lot, so you are well trained to sing your hit song. Are you ready?
I am.
And our closing song of the night, we welcome Jordan Schmidt, the one and only, as Rabbi Barris calls him, Schmitty.
Sorry, Noam. We'll get you next time.
It's really okay,
Yeah,
Jimmy.
no, I want you next time, and you know, you're also such a star. I don't want to squeeze you into a few minutes. It's just, I can't do that.
I don't have more than a few minutes but
All right, then go.
that's very kind of you.
Go ahead, and I'll get back to you. Okay, go ahead, Jordan.
He's tuning. He's a pro. He's
Yeah,
getting all tuned up. He's got
I
the snark
forgot.
out. He's watching the needle. The needle's moving.
It's okay.
He's got his guitar. He's trying to remember the words.
We can always blame it on the Zoom. We could say that the Zoom was off by a half step.
Yeah. The song is called "Build It Up" or "Build 'Em Up," and I believe it's based off of "Lo Alecha." Am I remembering right, Jordan? See,
Jordan is he's on mute. There you go.
Yes, you are
Okay.
correct.
we're ready. Let's hear it.
All right.
Just a little pressure. Just a little pressure, Jordan.
Yeah, this is so exciting. I was
Yeah, well,
not.
this is a typical Nelson thing. This is what I do. I just think that everybody wants to just jump in.
You know, I am always happy to hop in whenever you call me.
Thank you, my boy.
All right.
Okay, let's hear you. Good guitar.
Ba da ba 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 ba. Ba da ba 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 ba. Ba da ba 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 ba. Ba da ba 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 ba. Lo alecha hamelacha ligmor. Lo alecha ligmor. V'lo ata ben horin lehivatel mimena. V'lo ata ben horin. V'lo ata ben horin. So for this next part, for all those watching, when I say build it up, you're just gonna sing build it up right back at me. So here we go. Build it up, build it up. We all gotta help each other. Build it up. Each sister and each brother. Build it up, build it up. We all gotta help each other. Build it up, build it up, build it up. Lo alecha hamelecha ligmor. Lo alecha ligmor. V'lo ata ben chorin lehivatel mimena. V'lo ata ben chorin. V'lo ata ben chorin. We need to love, love, love ourselves. Feel the warmth, then we sing together. Then we mend this broken world, but only after helping others. Build it up, build it up. We all gotta help each other. Build it up, build it up. Each sister and each brother. Build it up, build it up. We all gotta help each other. Build it up, build it up, build it up. Ba da ba 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 ba. Ba da ba 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 ba. Ba da ba 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 ba. Ba da ba 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 ba.
Yay! Wow, what a beautiful way to end this program. All right, Noam, you're going to have a lot of competition when I bring you on.
Healthy competition. competition as long as it's healthy.
Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it
Yeah.
beautiful? Like,
Gorgeous music. Thank you, Jordan. I'd never heard that piece before. That was lovely. I really, really enjoyed it.
Jordan is amazing. I watched him from the first time. He just picked up his very first guitar, and now look at him. He's a star. He's a Jewish star. So anyway, I want to thank especially you, Alan Goodis, who really carried a lot of the show with me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Cantor. Anytime.
Jordan, thank you. You put the whipped cream on the top of the cake tonight. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, what an honor. And Noam, I'm going to get off and send you a couple more dates and see if we can match up the times so we're all at the same time, you know, that kind of thing.
Thank you. Thank you for second chances.
Oh, always second chance. All right.
Don't
And
screw it up
of
at all.
course, Andrea, who's in the background somewhere making all of this happen. My love to all of you.